Happy day children, class 6 science. Today we are going to see chapter 7 getting to know plants. This is part 1 video. Topics to be covered: herbs, shrubs, trees, climbers and creepers, leaf, part of leaf and its types, stem, roots, types of roots, flower, structure of flower. Go outside and observe all the plants around you. Do you see that some plants are small and some are very big, while some other are just patches of green on the soil? Even some have green leaves, while some others have reddish color of leaves. So some have flowers and some don't have flowers. So let us get to know about the different parts of a plant by understanding the difference between the plants of different kinds. So we all know the Earth is the only planet in our solar system that has the viable conditions. So while the presence of water and oxygen is the main reason, we must also recognize that life would not have been possible if it were not for the oxygen giving plants. So these plants are not only source of oxygen but also a major source of the food we eat. So depending on the classification of plants, we classify on the basis of the thickness of their stem and the place of origin of their branches into three broad categories: herbs, shrubs and trees. Herbs, plant which have very small stem. Okay, on the thickness of the stem and the branches, three broad categories. These plants are having green and frail stem. They are small plants with not many branches. Example, you can see basil, coriander, mint, oregano, thyme, parsley, rosemary, grass, tomato, mint, etc. Next is shrubs. Shrubs, plants which have hard but not very thick stem. Example, lemon, rose, bougainvillea, aloe vera, jasmine, blackberry plant. These are the examples of shrubs. If you see that branches generally originate from the base of their stems. So these are much taller than herbs but usually shorter than trees. Next is trees, plants which have hard, brown, thick stem. So these are very tall, thick and hard stem. So the branches originate from the upper part of the tree and are very high above the ground. So some common examples of trees we can see: neem, peepal, gulmohar, coconut, mango tree, etc. Next we will see creepers and climbers. So these are plants which have soft, weak and green stem and hence cannot stand straight. Instead, it's spread on the ground. Some examples are sweet potato, watermelon, pumpkin, muskmelon, etc. So climbers, plants with weak stem that climb up with the help of a support. With a soft and weak stem, but instead of spreading on the ground, it takes a support with a nearby object to climb up. Examples of creepers: crepe vine, money plant, pea plant, gourd, etc. So these are some examples of creepers and climbers. Next we will see the stem. Before that, a flowering plant. A flowering plant is nothing but a plant which bear flowers. For example, rose, sunflower, etc. Non-flowering plants, plants which do not bear flowers. Example, ferns, mosses, etc. So a flowering plant has two main parts: the underground root system and the green part above the ground, that we call it as shoot system. Stem. Stem is the part of the plant which is responsible for supplying water to all parts of the plant. So mainly the functions of the stem: it keeps the plant upright, it bears branches, leaves, flowers and fruits, It transports water and minerals and the food manufactured by leaves to all parts of a plant. In some plants, stems are modified to perform other functions. So, for example, in ginger and potato, the underground stem stores food. In cactus, the green stem manufactures food. So, the stem is the part of the plant which is responsible for supplying water to all parts of the plant. We can observe this by conducting a small experiment by soaking the stem of a plant in a glass with water. So, on adding colored ink to the water, we observe that after a while the stem and the leaves of the plant start to turn the color of the ink, which is a proof that stem carries the water to the different parts of a plant. So, in this picture you can see the colored one. So, this experiment helps demonstrate to how the stems are responsible for carrying water to different plant parts. Next we will see leaf. So this is the structure of the leaf. So the leaves of plants are majorly responsible for performing two essential functions. First is plant survival and growth, and two functions that we call it as transpiration and photosynthesis. First we will see the parts of a leaf. First is this is the petiole. So this is the stalk via which the leaf is joined to the plant. Next is the lamina. This is the expanded part or the green portion of any leaf which is responsible for photosynthesis. Then veins, the many lines that run through the surface of the leaf are called veins, and the design made by them is called leaf venation. So by this type of veins, leaf venation, we classify into two types, reticulate venation and parallel venation. So they transport water and minerals. And next is the midrib. This is the central, the thick structure which is present right in the middle of the leaf that helps support and prevent it from breaking. So the leaf, mainly two important functions, transpiration and photosynthesis. So the transpiration is the loss of water from aerial parts of the plant, especially from leaves. So water is lost in the form of water vapor through tiny openings called stomata, which is present on the underside of leaves. Then another process is photosynthesis. So photosynthesis is the process by which plant converts carbon dioxide and water into food using sunlight as the major energy source. This photosynthesis takes place in the green leaves. Thank you, children.